got two people. I think I had like 35 ladies signed up for this, and we got two people. So you guys are getting, you guys get me to yourself. I'm also streaming this into the group, but I'm not going to be able to answer any questions because I'm not going to be able to see anything. So how we doing today? You guys can put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourselves. How's things going? So Teresa, Michelle, I recognize you from the 5-day challenge and been chatting back and forth. You guys, how are we doing now that the challenge is over? Are we just being shy? Are we not talking? You can put it into the chat. Okay, so doing well, traveling, got it. That's cool. Okay. So, well, I'm not sure if this is going to work then. So I had a little bit of a presentation. So, we're talking about, so I popped out a few emails this week and last week about clean eating and about under eating. And this is where I find a lot of women and end up. Michelle's saying, I can't say I'm doing so great. So can you say why? You can't just throw that out there and not expect me to ask why. So is this related to the protein challenge? All right, we'll wait and see if Michelle comes back with an answer. So the crux of everything that is going on with any kind of hormonal changes, and the reason why ladies can't lose weight as they're going through menopause is based on the metabolism. And so when we, we get kind of stuck in in clean eating, right? We're very restrictive with what we eat, or we're always on a diet, then that's going to affect your metabolism, right? That's going to affect the way that your hormones, you're going to influence your hormones based on what you're doing to your metabolism. More related to me just continuing to gain weight, too many missed meals due to work and stress. So there we go, in a nutshell right there, right? Under eating, why under eating is causing you to hold on to fat, why clean eating is making you fat, right? So that was the post that I put out. This is what we're talking about today. And I'm not going to go too much into the stress piece. It's a huge part of that. But also, I think the easiest thing that we can influence is our nutrition. If you're watching me on Facebook, guys, I am going to drop a link for you so that you can join me here on this Zoom call because I can't navigate both. So you guys are more than welcome to join me. So let me pop a comment in here to drop the link. So there you go. You guys can join me there. But I'm also going to invite you to, I think, and this happens a lot, is we get stuck in like this dieting mentality. And so I'm going to drop my calculator here. So for those of you, the two of you on the call, Michelle and Teresa, have you guys done your maintenance calories yet? Did you use the link for the calculator? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Definitely think I'm stuck in that mentality. Yeah. I get it. I mean, I was for the longest time. I've done so many calorie calculators, and I'm like, okay, just figure out tell me how much I need to lose weight, right? And we get stuck there. So I think I started doing calorie calculators after my kids were born. So I didn't have kids until later, I think it was 33, and that's what and that's where that's where I stayed. That's where I stayed. So let's let's go through. If you end up unmuting, that's fine. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, what does that look like? So, oh, share screen. Sorry, that's like the first time I've ever used Zoom. Seriously. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Michelle's saying she did the calculator, and Teresa's saying she did, and she was surprised. Yeah. So, let me get this out of here. Share my screen. Share my desktop. So this is like my calculator. I've used this a couple times. So here's how I want you guys to look at this calculator. And instead of looking at what are your weight loss calories, let's look at what are your maintenance calories. And why is that so important? Because if you're always on a diet, then you are going to be downshifting your metabolism. And so we get into this dieting mentality where we're like, I can only have 1,300 calories. I can only have 1,400 calories. Or even worse, you listen to MyFitnessPal. Oh, don't let MyFitnessPal do your macros. You listen to MyFitnessPal, you say, I want to lose 2 pounds a week. Of course we do, right? And then it's not even going to go below 1,200 calories. It's also not going to set your protein goals to where they need to be. Right? It's only going to set you at 20% protein where it should be balanced macros. So MyFitnessPal is going to recommend 20% protein, 50% carbs, too high, and then 30% fat, which I like, right? I call that balanced hormones. I'm balanced hormones. Oh my God, it's like I've been like down the rabbit hole with all this, like there's a whole thing of drama going on. But so balanced macros, right? Making sure that we're getting an even amount of protein, carbs, and fats, right? Not leveraging one over the other. And I just had a challenge. I had 215 ladies sign up for this challenge, and they have increased their protein. And I'm sure they're like, oh my God, there's a lot of protein, right? It's 30% of your calories is the protein. So, so let's go through this calorie calculator. My information is already saved in there. Obviously, my phone number is not 555. You are more than welcome to put in your fake number as well. I see a lot of 867-5309, so it's kind of funny. So what is my age? 55. And I guess it's been a while since I've done this because now I am 56, damn it. Female, still female, 5'4", although I'm 5'3.5" without my shoes, and how 130. So that still is the same. So cool. So here's where I want you to go, right? Not lose weight, right? Let's go into the improve your health and click that button. So I'm just going to keep my weight the same. I'm just going to keep the date the same. And I will be honest with you, this calculator part is broken. So it's going to give you a heads up, right? It's not going to give you the correct number. The formula is broken. However, I will tell you what to do either way. So diet, I will eat anything. So I don't recommend going vegan or keto or plant-based or paleo, right? I don't recommend limiting yourself, although I do love a Mediterranean diet, right? I feel like I kind of lean towards that anyways, but I eat anything, right? I don't eat just Mediterranean food. So and then as far as, do you want to use anything's standard? Why does it say that? Do you want to use standard macronutrient ratios? Yes, I want to use standard macronutrient ratios. So how many meals would you like to eat each day? I'm putting in 3. And then here is where this is going to factor in your exercise. So you can play with it a couple times. But this is like your activity, like what do you do on a daily basis? Like this would incorporate like your job. And so I'm light, like I'm probably mostly light, very light, but I'm going to put in light because I do make an effort to try to get in around 7,000 steps a day. It freaking takes effort, right? I'm at 69.27 right now. So hopefully by the end of this call, I'll be at like 8,000. So I'm going to put in light for myself. And then what best describes your weekly workouts? So for me, I could either go light or moderate. I do go for a hike on the weekends, and my gym sessions I'm like 4 days a week. I work out 45 minutes approximately each time. I lift heavy. I'm like huffing and puffing during that. So I'm going to say moderate. for sure, even though I'm getting in, no, moderate works for me. So, so that's kind of how you figure that out. So here is what you need to know, right? What is your maintenance calories? To maintain your current weight requires about 1939. And so, again, this isn't like gospel, okay? This is like, for me, I'm at 2,000 calories, right? I just like the way that sounds. I'm gonna eat 2,000 calories. If I can stay around 2,000 calories, I don't gain, right? So that's like my maintenance. So macro percentages, 30%, 35% carb, 35% fat. And so that's your balanced approach. Now, for me, I am going to eat a little bit more protein than that. Just for me personally, right? My coach and I, we are working actually on a building phase. So I'm going to be increasing my calories and increasing my protein a little bit. But so even at 145 grams of protein per day, my weight is 130. I should be getting in like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is usually what I recommend. I have some body composition goals. I want to really pack on as much muscle as I can this year. So I am leaning more towards more protein. But the thing that I want to highlight is this number, this maintenance calories, what it takes to maintain your current body weight. And I can hear you guys saying, well, fuck that. I don't want to maintain my body weight. I want to lose body weight, right? So I get that. But we still have to take into consideration what is the maintenance calories for your body. Now, if I said that, say my ideal weight, say I wanted to be 100 pounds, right? Say you put in like your ideal body weight, or I forget, why can't I find my words? The weight that you want to be, there's a word for that. Like, so say that, and we can go back to personal details. Say I want to be 100 pounds. Oh, I went too far. Dang it. Oh, we're going to start this all over again. All right. Female. All right. 5'4". So goal weight. That's what it is. Goal weight, right? So say like my goal weight is 100 pounds. Jesus, that sounds terrible. I'm going to improve my health. I'm still going to do the same thing here. 100 pounds. So remember that number was like 1939? Next. Same light activity, moderate. So when we see that, so this is like a 200 calorie difference, right? For your goal weight. This is actually going to put you into a deficit. All right. So because you're not that weight yet, right? This is what it would take to maintain 100 pound person, right? Needs about 200 calories less than a 130 pound person. A 160 pound person is probably going to need about 200 calories more, right? But we're not all the same, right? We all have different activity levels. We have different jobs. And so we really have to consider, let me stop sharing my screen. We really have to consider, for health and for metabolism and for hormones, we have to consider what is our maintenance calories, right? So you cannot say that just because you want to be 100 pounds, right, that's your maintenance calories. That's not, that's what it would cost to maintain a 100-pound body, right? So think about that number, right? Because a lot of you guys are eating less than 1,740 calories, right? You guys are eating 1,300 calories, 1,200 calories, 1,400 calories, when a 100-pound person needs 1,740 calories to maintain their weight, right? So I think I went a long way to get to that point. But when your body isn't getting what it wants, right? Your body wants status quo. Your body wants to be at maintenance. That's where your body's going to maintain optimally. For me, right, I'm grabbing that 2,000 calories and I'm running with it. I have plenty of energy. My hair, right? My hair, when I was eating very low calories, like I had such thin hair falling out by the gobs. I was having trouble sleeping. I wasn't going to the bathroom every day, right? I wasn't pooping every day. I had zero energy, moody, right? Cranky bitch. So we see all these things happen from what happens when you downregulate your metabolism. Libido, like forget about it. And then we start to like, I don't have, right? I'm like, I'm working out all the time. I am not overeating. I eat clean, for God's sakes, right? I'm doing fasting. I am doing keto, right? Whatever, just name the thing, right? Name whatever the past fad diet was the past 10, 15 years. And I did that. But still, why do I have this belly, right? And it really came to a head when I was 49, right? 47 to 49, perimenopause. No matter what I did, right? I couldn't drop the weight. So you used to be in our 30s and 40s, early 40s, I should say. We could just crank down the calories, do an extra spin class, lose the weight, right? And then, yeah, we'd gain it back, but no worries, we could just lose it again, right? And so that was my experience. If I gained 5 pounds, I could get it off. Then 5 pounds became 7. That 7 became 10, right? And then now I'm like, shit, now I got to lose 10 pounds, right? And I'd do the same thing that I used to do, lose the 10 pounds, but then I'd gain it back, but faster, right? So I had to work harder to lose the weight, but I would gain it back faster. And so this is the whole foundation of why undereating is causing you to be fatter, right? Every time you go on a diet, and trust me, ladies, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm just going to eat sensibly. No, I'm going to fucking slash my calories. I'm going to do a ton of exercise, right? It was like, we are going after this hard, right? I have like 8 weeks because I have this wedding or something like that, right? It's always that. Always had to have a goal. Always had a little goal, right? Have to have a goal. Otherwise, I'm just going to be fat. So we take these approaches, we lose the weight, and then we go back to doing what we were doing before. And so every time you do that, every time you go on a diet, you're losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. And so imagine every time that you lose weight, you're losing muscle and fat. And every time that you gain the weight back, because if that weight doesn't come back, right? Because it does, it always does. I gotta clean up my mouth. I really do. That was so. All right. But so the weight comes back. But guess what? What comes back? Fat. Fat comes back. The muscle is gone. And so when we gain the weight back, now we have more fat on our body. And we keep repeating this process, repeating the process, having less and less and less muscle on our body and more fat on our body. So even though now that 7 pounds turns to 10, turns to 12, turns to 15, right? I've been dieting since my kids were born. Before that even, like, come on, before that. And so my oldest is going to be 25, right? So piling on all those diets, right, is affecting your metabolism, but it's also affecting your body composition because now you just have more fat on your body and you have less muscle, especially if you aren't actively trying to build muscle, which thankfully I was, but that still didn't help out my situation where I still was losing muscle because when you're in a deficit, you can't build muscle, right? Because you don't have the calories to build that muscle. So we're always in this like seeking weight loss, right? I need to get to 130 pounds for this wedding. I need to squeeze my ass into this dress for this wedding, right? Or I need to do this for this, or we're going on vacation. A bunch of strangers need to see me 10 pounds lighter, right? So I get it. I was there. But so what we're really doing is really doing a number on our metabolism. And so that's why you see, why does it get harder to lose weight? Why does it come back shockingly faster, right? And this didn't just happen overnight. This is through the process of, and I will say I probably do 3 diets a year. So is that true? 4, wait, hold on. So January 1st, duh, obvi. And then Then we have the spring diet. And then we have that one just before summer, right, to really get ready for summer. And then you have the one in September, right, to take off all the weight that you packed on over the summer. So that's my rhythm. So I think it's pretty fair to say that we're going to have at least 2 to 4 diets, right, per year. I don't think that's unrealistic. And so just imagine every time that you lose weight, right, you're losing fat and muscle. And then when you gain it back, you're getting more fat. So of course, we're going to have more fat on our body and less muscle. And then it really comes to a head in our late 40s, in our early 50s, where now we kind of screwed our metabolism. And that, ladies, is why under-eating, clean eating isn't doing you any favors. Your body wants those maintenance calories. Now you're like, you know what? If I eat, what was it? If I eat 1,940 calories, I'm going to gain weight. That is a problem. That is a problem because that is what your body needs to work optimally, right? If we're having sleep issues, if your hair's falling out, if you can't concentrate, if you have brain fog, if you don't feel like having sex with your husband or your girlfriend or your wife, whatever, if you don't go to the bathroom once a day, if you aren't satisfied with your life and have some kind of a positive outlook, that's a problem, right? That is all based on your metabolism. And what we can blame menopause, sure, blame menopause, right? But that's not the issue. Your hormones are changing, right? Making you more susceptible to stress. We're not going down that rabbit hole tonight, right? But just think of all the stress that you're putting on your body by always being on a diet and not giving your body the calories that it needs. So your body needs 2,000 calories. I will say that the average female is going to need anywhere from 17 to 2,200 calories. If you're very short, you're going to need less. If you are very tall, you're going to need more, right? So let me get to some comments here. Why can't I? Oh no, this weird box keeps showing up. Chat. Okay, so Michelle saying I'm definitely stuck in the 1,200 calorie mindset. Yeah, worked pre-menopause, but post, no, yeah. So I was too. I absolutely was too. Well, that was the gold standard, right? So you're probably around my age. I don't know, but that was the gold standard. You just eat 1,200 calories. Not really sure where that came from. MyFitnessPal won't even put you into less than 1,200 calories, 55. So when you're younger than me, 1,200 calories was the standard. That's what you need to eat to lose weight, which is like nothing. I eat 1,200 calories by lunch. So just imagine like the stress that you're putting on your body by always underfeeding it. We don't think of that, right? We don't think of that. We're just like, we get stuck on this number of what we have to do to lose weight. And then we keep chasing after that number, chasing like this certain, weight. And so I invite you to think about like, if you want to change your body composition, if you want to have a toned and defined physique and you want to have less fat on your body and decrease your belly fat, how about we focus on fat loss rather than weight loss? And so with that, it becomes a different animal because now we're going to concentrate more on seeing those inches go down. I don't give a shit about the scale weight, right? I know you do. I know I did, right? Now I don't care. I don't care about my scale weight, right? I want my inches I want to feel good in my like whatever size jeans, right? I can slip those babies on, I can tuck my shirt in, put my booties on, and I'm out the door, right? That's all I care about. I don't care how much I weigh. The more that muscle that I put onto my body, the more that this body is going to weigh, right? So we kind of have to get out of that, but that's another topic for another call, right? Is mindset and then also stress. So those are two separate issues. What I'm talking about today is the metabolism, the fact that if you're always on a diet, you're going to fuck your metabolism. You're not going to be able to lose weight. That's why we're holding on to fat. That is why we can't lose this gut that we have, because now with your changing hormones, you're not supporting that. You're not supporting your metabolism, and you're really messing with your hormones, and that's putting a number on you. But we blame it on menopause, right? The only thing that's menopause related, right? All of those symptoms that I just said, we can totally blame on menopause. But truly, the biggest things are hot flashes and night sweats, and then some anxiety. So if we weren't always in a deficit, these things would improve as well. Okay, so it's really about taking care of your metabolism. That's the metabolism, blah, 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 is the main driver of your hormones and what happens to your hormones. So let me go back to chat. Well, I don't know why it doesn't just stay there. So Michelle's like, all right, hold on, I'm missing some stuff. All right, so Teresa's saying, I found with the challenge and the extra protein, I struggled to eat enough calories because I was full. Yeah, that's a part of it, until your body gets used to it. So 5 days wasn't quite enough. The 5-day challenge was just to open up your eyes to show you, hey, this is how much protein you should be having. This is how much you're actually getting. And then what happens when you increase your protein? You're fucking full, right? You don't feel like snacking. You are full. We're not snacking anymore. We're not looking for the little treats at the end of the night. I promise I'm going to stop saying the F word. And it takes a little bit for your body to adjust, because I don't know where you are at as far as calories go. It wasn't even about calories. I don't know where we're at as far as protein goes, but it's not uncommon for women to be in that 60 to 70 grams of protein per day, right? Why? Because we have 1,200 calories, right? How the hell are we going to get in all of our calories if we eat all this protein, right? That was one thing that I noticed in the challenge was like, yeah, but if I hit my protein, then I go over my calories. How? Right? If I eat 150 grams of protein, that's 600 calories. I have 2,000 calories to spend. How the hell are you going over your calories? Right? So maybe I should have a different challenge. But that was the point of the challenge, was to say, hey, kick those cravings, kick that hunger. And when you start moving the macros around and you start prioritizing protein, yes, you're going to be full, and then your body starts to adjust to that protein. So it is not a high protein diet. You guys saw the macros, you saw the balance. It was only 30% protein. The rest of my calories that I recommended were coming from carbs and fat, so and Michelle said, yeah, I was so full too. Yeah, totally. I absolutely expected that, right? That was like day 3. I'm so full, So definitely, I hope I address that in the challenge. Michelle's saying, I just want to like how I look and be able to wear my clothes. Screw the scale. Absolutely, right? For years, it was the battle with the scale, right? And I would get up, and some days I would actually think I look pretty good. I'm like, hey, not bad. I can deal with this, right? And then I hop on the scale, and it's like, guess what? You're a piece of shit because you're not this number, right? And that would set the tone for my whole day. At least I didn't say the F word. That would set the tone for my whole day. What am I not going to eat today? What am I going to eat today? And it's so reactive. So I don't, it is a process, right? The biggest thing is the mindset. So here I was feeling like, I don't, look at me, I'm not so bad, right? Hey, kind of feel good, and then no, you don't, because you weren't this number, right? And so I definitely flipped out of that. But there were plenty of days where I woke up and was like, this is disgusting. I can't stand the way that I look. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. What is this? And our self-talk is so important, right? If you are trying to undergo a transformation journey, right? Take a look and just see hey, yes, we could make some improvements here, right? Instead of picking your body apart, right? What do you want to see different in future, and envision that, and just be like, what do I need to do to get there, right? Not how little can I eat to get there, right? How can I support my metabolism? How can I support my body? Because once you support your metabolism, right now your body is giving you the two middle fingers. It's saying, no, I can't do all the things that you want because I am trying to keep you alive, but you won't give me basic fucking self-care and feed me, right? You're only giving me 1,200 calories. So what do you want me to do here, bitch? I'm trying to keep you alive. Right? I've had to decrease your energy. We're not even pooping every day, right? Because I've had to slow down your digestion. I've slowed down your energy level so that you would stop spending so much energy, because I need this energy to keep your blood pumping, right? To keep your vital organs alive, right? Like, could you go to the fridge and feed me, right? So once you start supporting your metabolism and giving it what it wants, what it needs, then it can say, okay, now we have, right? Think of money, of calories as money. Now we're covering our debts, right? Now I have this money that I can cover this. I can cover the metabolism. I can cover your hair. I can cover your digestion, right? We have the calories towards that. And now we don't have to store this fat anymore. So if you're thinking, what if I ate 2,000 calories, I would get huge? Guess what? All of my client transformations that I show for their first 2 months, right? They're 8-week transformations. These are all ladies that are eating at least 2,000 calories and dropping fat, dropping inches, dropping weight, shrinking their bodies, right? That is what happens when your body is now feeling, right, is getting what it needs. It will then reward you, right? Which I hate to say it that way, but now it's going to do what you want most, right? It is going to start releasing that fat because it doesn't need it anymore. Right now, you are a fat storing vessel, right? Because you're not supporting your body. You're not supporting your body composition, metabolism, I should say. Once you give metabolism what it wants, then it says, hey, we don't need this. But right now it's storing fat. And then you turn into a fat burning machine. You up your energy, right? You start fidgeting more. You have more energy. Your moods skyrocket. Libido starts cranking up. Digestion starts cranking up, right? It's not unusual for some of my ladies to poop twice a day, right? When they start increasing, there's more food, right? And you have to think, like, in the opposite end, if you're supposed to have 2,000 calories and you're only giving it 1,200 calories, that's an 800 calorie deficit. But what's in that food that you're not giving it? All the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients, all the fiber that your body needs to run optimally. So I hope this makes sense. I know it's a lot and I know it's counterintuitive, but I will tell you, I did not finally get my kick-ass body by eating 1,200 calories, right? I did not. I stopped doing all the stupid ass cardio that I was doing. I stopped going to classes. I stopped teaching. I stopped doing HIIT. I stopped like all the crazy cardio, focused on weight training and upping my calories and my protein. And that's when my body composition shifted, right? That's when I lost 20 pounds and then went a little bit further for a photo shoot. But my ideal weight at the time, right, this was in 2020, was 125 pounds. Since then, I've packed on 5 pounds of muscle. So the body that I have at 130 pounds today looks different than the body that I had when I was 125 pounds in 2020, because I've put on that muscle. And so now I weigh more, but I think I look better because I have more muscle on my body. I'm still wearing the same clothes that I wore in 2020, even though I'm 5 pounds heavier. So that's what happens when you focus, stop looking at the scale, and you start focusing on body composition, decreasing your fat, increasing your muscle. And so that starts with your maintenance and not always being in a diet. And so I know this is a mind fuck. I know that it is, right? right? So if you want to talk about what your situation is, book a call with me next week. This is a 10 to 15 minute really quick chat with me, right? This is not a sales call. This is not for me to sell you on any of my programs. I have two. That is not what we're talking about. That is for you to, this is so I do have my assistant as well. This is my personal one. Leave your money at home. I don't care. Like, go be in your car. This is not what this is about. I just want to, just, if you have any questions, you don't have to book a call, right? If you're lazy about doing it, don't do it. I don't give a shit. So Teresa's like, I got a call booked tomorrow. Okay. So, just so I can see, like, ask you some questions and see what is it that you're trying to do, right? Where are you? Like, what are you doing, And so I can kind of answer some of those questions for you. So, all right, well, I do have my sound bath yoga class I have to get to, so I'm gonna have to go. But, all right, Teresa, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And if you have any questions about anything that I just talked about, I'm assuming that 35 people signed up for this class, that they're going to be watching the replay. So if they got to this far, if you got this far, sorry about the F words. So my trucker mouth, right? I'll try and clean it up. I was just on a little bit of a tear today. So all right, guys, thank you. I'll talk to you soon. You're welcome. Bye.